Assalamu alaikum, students of Class 6. Hope you're all keeping well. So here we are with another ICT practical class, and the topic of today is learning how to duplicate formulas inside of different cells. So in the first lecture about Excel, we looked at how can we make basic formulas, and today's class we're going to be looking at how can we repeat those formulas in different cells in an easy way. So if you haven't already listened to the first lecture, make sure that you do listen to that first class before you experiment with today's lesson, so it gives you a better understanding of Excel. Okay, so let's dive into Microsoft Excel and let's see how can we repeat the same formula inside of different cells in an easy way. Okay, Class 6, so here we are inside of Microsoft Excel, and what you can see in front of you is a table describing how much money is being spent for different areas of expenditure. So the first column is food, so all the numbers below the food column is showing how much money is being spent on food. Okay, same thing with columns B, C, D, etc. Right, all the numbers below the column, they're showing us the expense related to that item. So all the numbers beneath clothes are showing how much money is being spent on clothes. Okay, so in the last column, sorry, in the last row, row 7, it's blank, and here we want to find out how much is being spent in total. So if you remember in the previous class, we learned a formula that we can use to add up everything inside of a row or a column. So remember, we begin any formula by writing equals inside of an empty cell, and then we put in sum, and then the brackets, and then we put the cell reference in. So in the food column, my first number is A2. That's where my first piece of information is. Then I use a colon, and my information ends at A6, right? So now you can see everything has been highlighted from A2 all the way to A6. Now if I close the bracket and I press enter, that's giving me the total, how much has been spent inside of this column. Okay, so I'll do that one more time. So remember, begin the formula by writing equals to, and then sum. Then I open a bracket, and now I click or type, where does my information begin? So I'm going to use my mouse this time, so my information starts at A2. Now I put in the colon, and now I can click, where does my information end? It ends at A6. So now all of that information has been highlighted, and that's showing me that everything from A2 all the way to A6 is going to be added together. I close my bracket, and I press enter on the keyboard, and now I have the total. Okay. Now then, I need to repeat that same formula inside of B7, C7, D7, E7, and F7. Now if I type it, that will take some time. Now we can duplicate formulas this way. So if I click on a cell, you'll notice on the bottom right hand corner, there is a very small square, right? So if I move my mouse above that square, you'll notice a cursor has changed into a small plus. That means I can now duplicate my cells across different rows or columns. So when I have that plus shape on the mouse, I click and I hold the left button, and now I drag my mouse over the columns where I want to repeat that formula. So now you can see my mouse is highlighted B7, C7, D7, etc. If I let go, now you can see the numbers, the total has now come up. So if I click on the cell of B7, if I look in the formula bar, it's just showing me everything from B2 to B6 has been added together. If I click on D7 and look in the formula bar, it is telling me that everything from D2 all the way to D6 is being added. So that's how you can repeat formulas across different cells. So I'll show you that one more time. So if you want to delete something, just highlight those cells, press delete on your keyboard, and now they're empty. So if you click on the cell where the original formula is, and you'll notice there is a small square on the corner of the cell, on the right hand corner, bottom right hand corner. So if I move my mouse over that square, the cursor will change into a small plus, which means you can now duplicate that formula across different rows or columns. So when you have that plus, you click the left button on your mouse, and then you drag your mouse across those cells where you want to repeat that formula. Then you let go, and there you go, you've repeated that formula across different cells. And if you click on the formula bar, then you can see whether your calculations are correct. So if I click onto B7, I can see that everything from B2 to B6 has been added. If I click onto F7, I look in the formula bar, I can see everything from F2 to F6 has been added. So that's how you can duplicate a formula across different cells. Hope that lesson was clear to you guys. So have a practice of that. Put in some information inside of Microsoft Excel, put in the formula, and then use the plus option on the bottom of the cell to repeat the formula across different cells. Good luck with that, guys. Assalamu alaikum.